Well, let's check the team news for you. And Jose Mourinho had named the same starting 11 for 4 Premiership matches in a row. But an enforced change today. Defender Ricardo Carvalho has a broken toe. So William Gallas is switched to the centre of the defence, and Wayne Bridge starts a league game for the first time since October. Ida Gudjonsson, who notched his 9th goal of the season at Highbury, continues to keep out Didier Drogba. John Terry, the other Chelsea scorer in last Sunday's Classic, now has 6 to his name, already equalling his best previous tally for an entire campaign. Norwich City are still without their first-choice pairing in the centre of midfield. Gary Holt, who has a lung infection, and Damien Francis, a cracked cheekbone. But this 11, with Thomas Helveg and Youssef Safri in key midfield roles, did the job against Bolton, along with David Bentley in the centre of midfield. Bentley, on loan from Arsenal, of course, has the chance to do his parent club a good turn, as well as help Norwich stay out of the bottom 3. Striker Matt Svensson was the 2-goal hero who gave Norwich their 2nd win since promotion last Saturday. Their last away win in the Premier League was 10 years ago yesterday. It will be some story if they win here today. Both these clubs would really love the season to stop now. Chelsea on top, Norwich out of the bottom 3. The reality, of course, is that we're not quite halfway yet. Most of the Norwich team have played here before, and some have won at Stamford Bridge with other clubs. But taking on this Chelsea is a tall order. Not just the 11, but an 11 fortified by who's on the bench and the pressure for places. Gordon McQueen, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, we're just looking at the Norwich City back 4. It's certainly experience, and I think they'll need all that experience today. I mean, you're talking about a Chelsea side that are playing some terrific football just now, scoring an awful lot of goals, been terrific at Stamford Bridge this season, and a Norwich side that haven't won away from home yet this season, but it doesn't always work out that way in football.
Well, Svensson did well to get a foot in. Jonsson, supported by the gifted Bentley, who's made great progress here. That's a little cameo of what David Bentley can bring to a Premiership party. A really invigorating burst from the player on loan from Arsenal, who is not short on confidence. Huckabee's corner, though, lacked conviction.
Maybe an extra bonus today for David Bentley from Arsene Wenger if he can help his Norwich side get some kind of result here.
Wayne Bridge, who lost his place initially through injury and then found it hard to convince Jose Mourinho that he was fit and flying well enough to return. Gallas has done a good job at left-back, but he's needed in the middle today. Bridge might have his hands full with Bentley, who in theory is breaking from the centre of midfield, but is playing from inside to out, and certainly has that belief on the ball that he's got Norwich. A few early footholds here for Nigel Worthington, who's fighting Norwich's corner with honesty and integrity. Terry. And Damien Duff, who's playing in the Premiership for the 150th time. For the 150th time. Charlton's got bags of experience of his own. Paulo Ferreira. A bit of shirt grabbing by Duff. In front of assistant Guy Beale. The assistant was spot on.
I think both the fullbacks, Norwich fullbacks, Charlton and Ed Worthy, will be looking for a bit of help from the wide players, Matty Johnson and Huckerby. double up on both Duff and Robin, seeing what they can do to defences, particularly when they get 1v1s. That'll be something Nigel Worthington won't be wanting to see a lot of.
It's a goal kick with just a little nudge on Ferreira by Huckabee. Petacek, who may have talked himself into a spot of trouble with the Football Association for his complaints about that Thierry Henry free kick that I'm sure you've all seen. Highbury that was allowed to stand for Arsenal's second goal. Chelsea have conceded just 8 so far in almost half a season's work. Gallas. Here's Makalele. With good numbers in there in the middle of midfield to try and stop Chelsea getting into their stride, and they've got players who can run with the ball. We've seen Bentley, now it's Johnson, and he's run it out. Robin's flick. Bounced awkwardly for Safri. Terry alongside Svensson, who's dropped to the ground with an early problem. The score of the 2 goals, including the late winner to beat Bolton last weekend. They wanted to lose him early, and Mike Dean's got to check out the seriousness of the damage.
It's pretty much accidental, this. I mean, just Terry might have just landed in Svensson's foot here. Sure he'll be up and about soon, just in a little bit of treatment just now.
Well, he's a wholehearted player, Matt Svensson. What you're going to get from him from Norwich's point of view. He may not be the quickest around the pitch, but he'll fight for everything. But he'll need to be fully fit to continue in that vein. Looks as though it's just a temporary early glitch for him. And here's Bridge. Norwich setting up in a "you'll have to break us down" type formation. And Chelsea have got plenty of patience, plenty of belief in their own ability to be able to find a way through, even if it's later rather than sooner. Johnson, nothing to the right, except for a bit of space that he might use himself. And he did go outside him in the end. The cross was picked off by Makalele. Robin, who really has been setting the town on fire with the way, rather belatedly, he's come into the Chelsea lineup after fitness problems at the start of the season. Lampard. Norwich held their line. Good Johnson offside.
Well, Robin's seen very little of the ball so far, simply because Norwich have made a very bright start to this game. Seem to be putting Wayne Bridge under a fair bit of pressure.
But Norwich have to make this early change. It must have been a muscle gone for Matt Svensson. And Leon McKenzie is only just back from the treatment table himself. Has got himself a place on the bench, now gets into the game with only 8 minutes gone. Well, that's the highs and the lows of the game. Patted on the back by everybody 1 week, and you're being treated around the leg area by the physio a week later, having hardly got a sweat on Matt Svensson. But Norwich have got a free kick. Harry Doherty, who's playing at the back these days, but is more than useful in the air, has come forward, although he might have preferred a direct ball in. It's Huckabee. a wasted trip for Doherty and Simon Charlton. I don't think Nigel Worthington was best pleased. Steve Foley, first team coach, just had to orchestrate a swap which is like for like, one striker for the other. Here's Robin. The referee was well placed and he hasn't blown. Thiago, to his credit, played to the whistle, or the lack of it. He got a tackle in as Robin was complaining that he was brought down here by Johnson.
It was a good tackle by Thiago just after this incident with Robin, but I think the referee gets it right there.
Gallas. Cut out by Charlton, who's been an important signing by Nigel Worthington, who had to bring in some more experience of this division after Norwich ran away with Division 1, but a giveaway by Helberg, and you can't make mistakes like that. Damien Duff cashes in, and after Norwich's bright start, they're a goal down just inside 10 minutes.
Well, it's a real howler by Helberg here. Started ever so well, Norwich City, under no pressure whatsoever. Terrible pass back. Tries to find his central defender here. Duff reads it, looks up, picks his spot, and it's a lovely finish by Damien Duff. Goalkeeper gets a hand to it, but can't keep it out. A real howler by Helberg.
Well, he was one of the players brought in by Nigel Worthington to try and add some know-how, having played for 10 years in the heat of Serie A in Italy, and some pretty good company. But it was a pretty dreadful mistake, and particularly as Norwich had settled the quicker of the two sides. But Damien Duff, all credit to him. He's on a fine run in front of goal. It's a fifth score in 8 games now for the wide man.
Yeah, he took the goal very well, Martin, didn't he? I mean, he finished it off very, very nicely. I mean, but Helberg in the middle of the park, I don't think it's a role he's accustomed to. I mean, I think he's only played a couple of games there for Norwich City, and plenty of experience, brought to the club as a defender, but obviously needs must. No Gary Holt, no Damon Francis, not got a big squad, so you've got to shuffle the pack.
Johnson probably in front of Drogba, because he can link the play a little bit better. With the two wide players, he has to do a lot of work on his own. He was just crowded out a moment or two ago. Back to check by Terry, and it's one that the goalkeeper had real problems with. And just as Helberg presented Chelsea with the lead, John Terry was close to coming out with something similarly seasonal in terms of a gift at the other end. And here is Mackenzie. Stopped by Makalele. Runs off Helberg. Robin gets the better of Edworthy, but Fleming will reach it first. And Bridge into Bentley, and it's a Norwich free kick.
Well, it certainly wasn't the perfect pass back there from John Terry, but it just sat up a bit, made life difficult for Petr Cech.
Maybe standing up a bit too much, as Jose Mourinho. He gets a word of warning from Steve Bennett, the fourth official. But it isn't the best playing surface here in the Premiership at Stamford Bridge. They've had well-documented problems in the past. There was a dreadful occasion when they played Charlton here with no grass on the pitch at all. It's been relayed, returfed, and still showing signs of wear and tear. But Thomas Helberg, wear and tear of his own. What was he thinking of?
I mean, it's a dreadful error. I mean, it just hadn't been in the game, Chelsea, up until this point, and they gift them a goal. Although Damien Duff's still got a fair bit of work to do there, tucked it away nicely.
Yes, he's made a bit of a speciality of early goals recently for Chelsea as Duff. Lampard. Trying to seek out the wide player again. It's almost as if Thomas Helveg had been lulled into a false sense of security because Norwich had knocked the ball around so well.
Well, they're really confident and composed start. Certainly not one that you reach. I mean, we're expecting it to be Chelsea today, one attack after another. But that hadn't been the case. I mean, there's no question that Norwich City started the brighter of the two, and then must be a little bit bewildered now to be 1-0 down.
It's Bridges' pass this time. Duff. Helveg trying to make up for that previous aberration. He's 33 now, 90 caps for Denmark. But he hasn't really shown too many signs of fitting into the particular nature of the English game, and his few appearances for Norwich. He started at the season at right back, soon lost that place. Lampard, Good Johnson. He is there. Using his ability to read the play. McKenzie. Johnson. Norwich will feel anything that they might accrue here at Stamford Bridge would be a bonus today. But they've not looked out of place very often since promotion. And here they are with Bentley. Good angle for a cross. And just maybe pushed the ball a bit too far ahead of him in the first place. And it's rather straining to get the ball in. Another flick from David Bentley. Here's Edworthy. Safri. Norwich fans with one or two early olays. But they're a goal down. And it's a giveaway goal, which against the leaders of any league, you just can't afford to do, especially in this elite company. And Robert Green had nothing to do. Tried in vain to keep Duff's shot out, got a hand to it, but now Norwich have to try and play the same way. One goal down. Charlton. Bentley. Doherty has often said he prefers playing as a central defender, but he's a more than useful front man, and if circumstances dictate, he could find himself up front again before this afternoon comes to an end. Huckabee, Charlton. Attempted switch of the play by Safri that didn't come off at all.
You just can't come to places like Stamford Bridge and gift them a goal that Helveg did. I mean, it's, as we said, they'd started confidently, Norwich, coming into this game, having picked up a few points recently.
Robin's got his free kick this time. Now by Edworthy.
Yeah, just catches just the faintest touch on the ball, and certainly gets more of Robin than he does the ball.
Frank Lampard to take it. It was Edworthy who conceded the free kick, who had a foot to it to defend the free kick. Chelsea, excellent home record. They've only dropped points here in draws to Spurs and to Bolton when they were 2-0 up against the side that Norwich actually beat last weekend. John Terry, full of confidence. 6 goals already this season. Wasn't quite the chance to add to that excellent ratio, but he will attack anything in his area. And Norwich, no surprisingly, putting one of their better headers of the ball, Doherty, on him, but they blocked him off. Actually, Gary Doherty, Chelsea did. And they want handball. Helveg trying to get it to some sort of safety, and Norwich get a throw.
Strong appeals here for a penalty from Thiago, and he might be justified in those appeals. Mackenzie handling the Gallus header there.
Here is Gallas. Also fancies his ability to get goals. He's got a couple this season, and you might recall one of the goals at Charlton, Gallas was actually claiming from Terry that he got the final touch, but the replays voted in John Terry's favour. Here is the Chelsea skipper again, Bridge. Amazing to think, Gordon, that Christmas at the first Premiership season, who were top? Norwich City. Finished third with the management of Mike Walker. Back into Europe as well. Here's Mackenzie. Finishing 4th from bottom is their main target. And the return to the big boys. They were actually relegated at the end of the 3rd season of Premiership play.
I'll be absolutely delighted with that, Mark. Finishing 4th from bottom.
Robin, pushed down by Edworthy again.
A little bit of a buzz round Stamford Bridge whenever this fella gets near the ball. Huge favourite, and no wonder. Some of the performances produced of late, breathtaking.
Lampard to take the free kick. Chelsea on the hunt for number 2, but once again the free kick didn't really challenge Norwich's resistance, but Duff might. Having breached them once already. This is Ferreira. And the deflection actually came off Charlton. Worked out in the end for Norwich, but only just. Duff goes down. And it's skied by Frank Lampard.
Good positive run forward with Ferreira here. Does take a little bit of a deflection, but fortunately for Norwich, lands in the path of Craig Fleming. Eventually falls to Lampard. Shot from distance. Doesn't trouble Green with that one.
Even scoring at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea is a difficulty for visiting teams. There have been plenty of clean sheets here this season. Just as I say that, Darren Huckabee almost finds a way through. Sometimes you feel, Gordon, you're obviously a fine centre-back in your day, but playing in a top team, concentration is maybe the main attribute that you need.
Vitally important. I mean, they've been slack a couple of times, and something that Mourinho will be pointing out to them at half-time, absolutely no doubt. Terry with the pass back to Cheika that put him under a bit of pressure, and Gallas not dealing with that ball particularly well there.
Southampton got a goal here early in the season, James Beattie. And Bolton scored twice with Kevin Davis and Jaidi, the centre-back. The only goals conceded in Premiership play by Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But Norwich City have got to find one from somewhere to at least make up for Helveg's error. And the precision in Damien Duff's finish. Terry. Bentley holding the shape well enough. Helveg. Again, he's played it rather blind. What we can do is get it forward. Check making up Terry's mind for him. And here's Makalele. Thiago. See numerically at times how strong Norwich are in midfield. Bentley caught in a tangle of legs. 19 just waited for a moment to see what was developing.
I think after the excitement of Highbury last week in the Champions League draw, putting them up against Barcelona, it's pretty tame stuff here today.
Got to be on their mettle, Chelsea. There's Johnson. Bentley, who certainly can shoot from distance, and then tried to craft a chip over one of the taller goalkeepers around. Not easy.
So maybe I took this one on first time and it falls to him here on the edge of the box. Tries to come inside. Looks. Not the easiest task in the world, chipping Peter Cech.
Safran. Huckabee. So played it and gone wide, but Safri veering off in another direction. He's found a good ball into the feet of Johnson. He didn't take it well enough. I don't think he had much of a claim for the free kick. Some of his teammates were asking for him, Mike being waved away with a sweep of both arms. Bentley. Helveg. Johnson. Helveg wants it back. Johnson goes for McKenzie through the middle, and better touch by Leon McKenzie. Chelsea might have had a problem. Gallas came across. Again, football to admire from Norwich City. I say, in the bad times as well as the better times in their Premiership play this season. They've kept their heads high, they've not panicked. And they certainly haven't reacted badly to a giveaway goal in favour of the league leaders. Johnson. Such is the range of Chelsea's play. They can score again even without the help of the opposition. Makalele.
Well, I mean, full marks to Norwich because they came here with a pretty positive attitude, and I think that's a lot down to the manager. His spirit's still good. He's still positive anytime you hear him speaking about his Norwich side. It must be difficult at times when, you know, you have a terrible start to the season, can't see any light at the end of the tunnel, not picking up any points, not scoring goals, and all of a sudden you get a result or two, things start looking a bit brighter. But then it kicks in the teeth again when you see your central midfield player making a mistake like he's done in this game.
Yeah, someone who's played 90 internationals as well. If it was a raw recruit, it might be a bit more forgiving. They have won 2 of their last 4, Norwich having gone 13 games without a win at the start of the season. Huckabee. Chip forward by Charlton. McKenzie. Going to get there first, just whacked away by Terry. And a bit of backing in by Gudjonsson. Referee acknowledged the flag from the assistant, but recognising that Norwich was still in play, in possession, let the play go on. Bridge. Makalele. Now Terry. Norwich quite happy for Chelsea to pass it around this part of the pitch. They would want to track Lampard a bit better than they did. Again, maybe it was Helveg who was just caught out as Lampard darted in behind him. Thiago. Robin. He's got a couple and been ruled to be a bit theatrical on 2 other occasions. Every occasion Mike Dean's been right in the right spot to decide, but maybe that looked a little bit generous from the referee in favour of Norwich. He doesn't seem to be one of those, Gordon Ian Robin, who gets particularly frustrated by whether it goes his way or not, just gets on with the game.
Yeah, I think his Chelsea teammates are full of praise for his attitude and application and training and games. A terrific professional, a terrific player.
Here he is coming in from the left-hand side. Thiago and Robert Green, who has been primarily a spectator in that Norwich goal, has to come and make a pretty straightforward catch. Mackenzie, Terry going a long way forward with him. And he'll jump for this one, John Terry, or try to. Mackenzie making it a bit awkward. Johnson, Bentley, got a good toe to it. Safri, did well to keep it going under some pressure. Huckabee. Just seen in this opening half an hour what life is like at the top level again for Norwich City. A mistake they probably would have got away with in their division last season. And punished here, and despite playing as good a football as Chelsea, and at times better maybe. Third of the way through the game there, 1-0 down.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing between these two sides here today. Obviously the one bad mistake that separates them at this moment in time, but certainly Norwich given as good as they get.
Mackenzie. Paulo Pereira to just play it out. Huckabee buzzing around him. Talk about Chelsea not conceding very often at home. Norwich have been struggling to score away, just 5 in 8 games. So that's something they've got to improve on here. Charlton wins them a corner. Chance to get level. Short corner. Could be to Safri. Defended well by William Gallas. Makalele left Robin upfield. And Charlton is taking it back towards Ian Robin. Green, who's been a pretty regular member of the England squad. Of course, promotion really increased his profile. The check, again, just a little indication of, I don't know, lack of concentration, complacency, if you like.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the pass back there, just rolled it gently back towards his favourite left foot and just made a hash of it.
Stabbed away by Terry from Bentley's cross. Well, the Norwich fans on a day trip to the capital will be pleased with what they've seen from their team in terms of approach, in terms of good character, addressing the difficulties here of facing the league leaders on their own patch. Safri, backed up by Doherty. Edworthy wanting it played a little bit squarer than it was by the centre-back, who tried to get it long to Bentley. It was not his throw in any case. Bentley again. And that audacious style of his. Now Mackenzie, the early substitute for the unlucky Svensson. It's another wayward pass by Johnson this time, causing direct danger, but certainly the danger is looming now, and Lampard puts it away. after Norwich had given the ball away. It's a super goal in terms of the individual shot. And it is Frank Lampard's 50th in league football. Worthy of that landmark, but yet again a Norwich mistake.
It's an unbelievable strike, although. I mean, he's brilliantly making himself space to get into these positions, to get pots at goal. That's why he scores so many, and he strikes us wonderfully well. But Nigel Worthington must be wondering what's going on. Two bad mistakes, two Chelsea goals, and a game that, well, have been every bit as good as Chelsea.
Chelsea taking their opportunities. Norwich, who played it back through Johnson. Doherty didn't deal with it, and then it was hammered home by Frank Lampard. Johnson. He's played it just hopefully middle third of the field, Matthias Johnson, but not particularly well. It got Chelsea sniffing that there might be a loose ball to get to. But here's Huckabee, and they're using a hand.
Yeah, he's complaining there, Dan Huckabee. I don't think there's any doubt. It's controlled that with his right hand. His
expression rarely changes. His team are leading 2-0. Worthy of the top club in the country, the nature of Lampard's strike. Chelsea can put down their marker, of course. Arsenal play tomorrow.
Yeah, the quality of the goals has been exceptional, but and certainly the quality of the first half performance with Chelsea hasn't been that great.
It's fell a little bit awkwardly. Robin looking down at the pitch, which again is showing its scars. Helveg for the free kick, took it with a moving ball. Chelsea had been averaging 3 goals a game in their last 8 matches, having made a rather tentative start to their season in that respect. Safri takes, headed down by Terry. Huckabee. Charlton. Nice work by Duff. Good Johnson. Safri. McKenzie trying to burst through here. It was noticeable that there were 3 Norwich players not that far away. They were all a little bit back on their heels, so McKenzie had just made his presence count. A loose ball was always going to be collected by Chelsea. You wouldn't be surprised if on the statistics Norwich would be ahead in terms of possession. And the possession has been at times quite meaningful. Here it is again with Edworthy. Corner conceded by Ferreira. Check comes out with the corner. Makes it his.
Yeah, good goalkeeping there. It doesn't have make life easy for your defenders when you've got a keeper that's prepared to come and dominate his box. Like Peter Cech did there.
Bridge. It's a bit unfair to say that's been typical of Chelsea in the first half, but Norwich have actually played with better unity and ambition. They're 2-0 down. I guess that's a mark possibly of future champions, that you can put on a first 40 minutes like this, bossing the game without playing anything like really to the full potential. Bentley is certainly playing to his potential. Lampard. Now Gallas. Bridge. Well, Norwich in an enviable position of having to double the amount of goals conceded by Chelsea at home in the Premiership this season if they are going to get in front, and that's only if they keep Chelsea out at the other end. Green beaten by a low shot from Duff and a screamer into the top corner from Frank Lampard. The throw was given to Norwich. You can tell that Jose Mourinho didn't appreciate that. He'd be happy that it's led to a free kick either. And the two central defenders, Fleming and Doherty, get forward. Edworthy to take it. Chelsea have coped pretty well in the air. I think the secret here is probably to not knock the ball to anywhere close to where John Terry is defending. Edworthy, certainly beyond Terry. Fleming got to it, with Johnson back defending. Robin and Duff left as the central strikers. Chelsea been able to break out. Terry. Bridge. Duff. That's got in front of Mark Edworthy. Edworthy, who's been in a Crystal Palace side that conceded 6 goals here. He's been in a Coventry side that's conceded 6 goals here.
Well, I think the whole of the Norwich side must be a little bit bewildered now. They'll be thinking, well, we've kept Duff quiet, we've kept Good Johnson quiet, we've kept Robben quiet. It's been a lacklustre performance by Chelsea in the first half, and yet we're 2-0 down, albeit 2 great finishes.
Chelsea keeping it short with half-time shortly upon us. Lampard. Makalele. Here is Lampard. Thiago. It's another brilliant goal. It's Arjen Robben this time. And when they do play, they are unstoppable. It's come in fits and starts, believe it or not, in this first half. So there's not much blame attached to Norwich City this time. It was scintillating play from the boys in blue.
Well, we've seen one good goal, Damon Duff. We've seen one great goal from Frank Lampard. This beats them all. This is a fantastic little bit of football here. Thiago just lovely little flick into the path of Robben. Onto his left foot. Absolutely smashes it home. Just the power beats Robert Green.
Well, Norwich City have contributed much to this first half in terms of decent team play and their own ambition. But Chelsea showing really they're coming from another planet at times. Remember, they've scored 4 goals in 5 of their previous 8 games in the Premiership. And they're only one shy of that margin in the first half here, which has still got a period of stoppage time to run. Find out how long that will be in a moment. Huckabee. Tackled by Pereira. Here's Duff. Robin. Only be one extra minute.
I went back against them scoring more than 4 today, Mark, because they haven't played particularly well to get the 3. OK, they've been terrific finishes, but it certainly hasn't been one of Chelsea's better performances.
Bridge. Well, it's strange. You feel for Nigel Worthington. His team have played OK, maybe even a bit better than that, but they have felt the force of Chelsea FC. Lampard got one, Robin got the third. Damien Duff started it all, and certainly in the first 2 goals, Norwich were complicit, really, in giving the ball away. And at this level, you just can't do that. The third goal, terrific interplay. And it's a margin that Norwich may well feel is beyond them. They'll be playing for damage limitation maybe in the second half. At half-time here at Stamford Bridge, improbably, really, if you've looked at the shape of the game in terms of possession, but it is Chelsea 3, Norwich City 0. Crumb of comfort, perhaps, I can offer Norwich City fans is of the 17 goals Norwich have scored in the Premiership this season, 14 of them have come in the second half. But Chelsea have also proved themselves to be better marksmen in the second half of matches. But they have made the most of 3 opportunities in the first half today. Certainly set fair to make this a biggest win of the season. Duff.
I just believe now it's damage limitation for Norwich City. Taking into consideration the form away from home this season, they haven't won a game, and of course Chelsea don't give goals away.
McKenzie. What they are, Norwich, and why they have managed to pull themselves, at least going into this game, out of the bottom 3, is they're a very together group. They've got a lot of strong characters, experienced professionals like Simon Chubb. There's another ball that was given away. Robin. Combination of Charlton and Helveg, stopping the Dutchman.
Well, that was a bonus for Norwich, because normally a mistake leads to a goal.
I can't even think of Nigel Worthington maybe changing the shape of things too much, because the shape actually worked pretty well for that first 45 minutes. It got Norwich on the ball plentifully. But Bentley usually did better in the first half, and he just did that. Duff.
Obviously a blow for Norwich. Svensson got off in the first half, early in the first half as well. You know, coming into the festive period, play a lot of games. You know Svensson, you get Gary Holt out just now, Damien Francis out injured just now, and it really does stretch the resources of a club like Norwich City. When you come to Stamford Bridge, you're not really expecting to get a great deal out of the game. When you go to Stamford Bridge or Highbury or Old Trafford, absolutely anything's a bonus.
They've got Tottenham at home, then away to Middlesbrough, away to Portsmouth, home to Liverpool over the congested fixture period. It's a fantastic time of year for the fans. It's not always so good for the entertainers out on the pitch. They make sacrifices of their own family life. Huckabee trying to come up with a direct route. Win today would take Chelsea to 43 points. Terry. Here's Duff. Pereira. Chelsea really can control the tempo of this second half. Makalele also enjoy themselves. Robin. Charlton is able to intervene. Duff. Lampard. Blocked by Doherty. Big shouts from the supporters for handball. Thiago lining it up with a lot of deliberation, as if he didn't really trust his left foot fully.
Yeah, it was a decent effort with the midfield player, but Frank Lampard very unhappy with assistant referee. Felt he should have had a penalty there. Felt like Gary Doherty handballed it.
Thiago winning the ball back, not resting on his laurels. A decent attempt from the midfield player. Makalele. Safri trying to stop the flow through midfield. There wasn't that much of it in the first half of the game. Chelsea can just pick their moments here. Safri. Helveg. Now Jonsson. Bentley. Opts for the cross. Front man for Norwich was Mackenzie. Huckabee trying to come round the back. Bursting forward Lampard. Now Duff. Worthington trying to keep his troops on their toes. Makalele still hasn't scored for Chelsea. I wonder whether they might try and carve out a chance for him. Lampard somehow squeezing it to Duff. On for Gudjohnsen, who's onside, goes for power. Lampard, of course, involved earlier in the move, but he was the one who was following it in if it had come out by the far post. Huckabee, a little bit of tangle of legs.
A bit selfish, Gudjohnsen there at the other end to square that across the 6-yard box for Lampard. For what would have been goal number 4. Huckabee trips over his own feet here.
Safri. Hammered away by Terry. Back by Helveg. Huckabee. His cross. Just have to get the ball away from Terry's head if you're trying to play a penetrating ball into the Chelsea penalty area. Chelsea, of course, have only been champions once before. It could be a 50th anniversary of that achievement if they are title winners in May next year. And they're playing like potential champions again. Robin probably was having his shirt pulled. Maybe the referee was just saying, well, I've let you go on. Can't stop it after that. Bridge.
You mentioned Makalele there, maybe getting up and joining in the fun, but he plays with so much discipline. I mean, they're 3-0 up Chelsea, got to think game over, they're cruising, but he still sits in that holding role in the middle of the park and does it brilliantly.
He gets the ball here. And make sure he gives it to somebody in blue and offer himself to get it back. He does from Pereira on to Gudjonsson. Thiago. Kaleli was available again, but Gudjonsson had other ideas. He wants a goal for himself. Call it selfishness, single-mindedness, whatever, but no striker worth his salt is happy if his team's 3 up and he hasn't got one. That's the case that Eidur Gudjonsson finds himself in here. Don't believe all that. It doesn't matter who scores the goals nonsense from the front men brigade. McKenzie. Bentley. Too long for Jonsson. Fleming. Now Helbeck. Well, at the moment, Huckabee was wide left and Bentley wide right, but Jonsson, who had occupied a second striker's role for a moment, has just gone back to reclaim the shape, which means he's on the right-hand side. Gallas with Jonsson. Angle touch for Robin. Thiago, lovely football from Chelsea again. Here's Bridge at pace, and he's got plenty of that. Off Fleming for a Chelsea corner. Every now and then they can ration their movements when they up the ante.
Yeah, well, it's certainly all Chelsea this half. I mean, there's no doubt that the mistakes that Norwich made in the first half is, well, it's not the stuffing out of them. Chelsea well on top now, and you've got to think they're going to add to their goals tally.
Oh, Lampard reaching back for what was a very difficult volley. But that reaction tells you that he believes it was a real chance.
Nearly. Why adjust his body here? It's a difficult take.
Gallas. I would imagine Drogba's waiting on the sidelines. Kesman likewise thinking, are we going to get a go here? Maybe perfect circumstances in which to come on.
I think that's why Gudjonsson's having a pot at goal every opportunity he gets, because I think I expect to see one of the strikers that you've just mentioned coming into the action soon.
Here's Gudjonsson looking lively again, but tracked that time by Craig Fleming. Doherty. Helbeck. Safri. It's always almost, Gordon, like a disciplined training regime for Norwich City. But we know the shape, we know what we're trying to do. We can't really expect to get anything from the game, but let's make sure we leave this pitch without a really embarrassing scoreline to have to live with.
Yeah, because obviously a 5-0 or a 6-0 Martin can seriously damage morale. Plenty of games coming up, plenty of time to get points. Got to stay strong, got to stay positive. Keep a good spirit about the football club, which is something they've got.
And if it was to stay at 3, it's still going to be a difficult thing for Norwich to achieve, particularly with Didier Drogba, as we rather suspected, getting ready to have half an hour plus at the club from Norfolk. Huckabee. Safri. McKenzie got a foot to it. Bentley didn't. Snuffed out by Helveg. Now Johnson. McKenzie. Well, he's keeping working Leon McKenzie. Maybe it'll be just a complacent moment from Chelsea, but this substitution doesn't suggest anything more than trying to improve further. Adigur Johnson, I think, has been a little bit under the weather, but the change that you would have expected in any case. He's played his part in the first hour. He leaves with Chelsea 3 goals to the good. Now started 13 Premiership games in a row. Drogba is on. John Terry's limping. Something that might spoil Chelsea's afternoon, even if they romp away with the points here. Robin. The beauty of this system that Jose Mourinho's got. Robin and Duff can switch. Lampard and Thiago can switch in their midfield roles either side of Makalele. Helveg. Bentley. Maccabi, who's had plenty of Premiership chances before at other clubs and not quite delivered. It's always been very, very good at the one league down. Very playing it safe and moving a bit more freely, as is Bridge, despite that limp. Appears a couple of minutes ago. Duff trying to click on.
Might just alter the way they play a bit now, Chelsea. I mean, obviously they can get balls into wide areas. I mean, before you're looking to get it into Gudjonsson's feet. He links the whole thing up. Drogba, slightly different. Physical presence, aerial threat. So if Duff and Robben crosses in from the wide areas, it's a major threat.
Herrera. Drogba can get it to his feet as well, but he's not quite the technician in that respect that Adigur Johnson is. I'm saying to Robin, come a bit closer to me when that happens. A substitute. He's a good guy, Nigel Worthington, seeing a little bit of the humour there in difficult circumstances. I see more smiles from Nigel than from the winning manager. As usual, got Steve Clarke alongside him. It's good to hear, really, with all the European ambitions and the European experience of Jose Mourinho, that he puts the Premiership up on that pedestal. That's what he wants Chelsea to win this season, although they are in the frame for 4 different trophies.
I don't think there's any doubt, Martin. He thinks he can win a lot of them. There's unbelievable self-belief in Mourinho, and he's got his players believing that they can as well.
And when you are a Damien Duff or an Arjen Robben, you do need to have the support of the manager. They do the difficult things at times in the right areas of the pitch. Something that can only be executed with real confidence. And what has come their way, some of it with Norwich's help, has been perfectly executed today. Both Duff and Robben scorers, along with a corker from Frank Lampard. Makalele. Robben. Drogba trying to make an angle for the pass. He's done that. It's Didier Drogba. And Simon Charlton gets a pat on the back from the goalkeeper.
A great bit of forward play by Robben here. Picks him out with a really clever pass here. But Charlton makes a good recovery here. Terrific tackle on Drogba.
Chelsea corner. John Terry not running quite freely as he makes his way back, but certainly a lot better than he was a little earlier. Terry needs another goal to set a personal best. He's already got 6, so the total he managed 2 seasons ago. Of course, 3 of those have come in the Champions League, which gets you even wider recognition.
Well, he's big, he's very physical, Martin, but most importantly, at set pieces for it's the willingness to put your head in where it hurts, and he's got that as well. That's why he scores so many goals.
Takes one to no one. Here's Duff. Swing and a bit of a miss by Robin, but it's not over yet for Chelsea in this attack. Arjen Robben can try again. Drogba trying to get towards the near post. Lampard's gone in there as well. Nicely done by Terry. Bridge. Duff moving out wide. It just stretches Norwich. What Nigel Worthington will be thinking at the end of the game is, along with Doug Livermore and Steve Foley, his backroom team, they haven't, except on the occasion of the 3rd goal, at this point, really opened Norwich up all by themselves. But Robin, Green found it a bit too hot to handle initially. The power of Robin's shot brought him his goal just before half-time.
Yeah, nightmare for goalkeepers when you're cutting inside, which is brilliant. That really thumps this as well. Ball moving a bit. Supposed to travel faster, these balls.
Certainly travel pretty fast off Robert Green as well as towards him. Mackenzie. Cleanly dispossessed by Paulo Ferreira. Measured ball towards Drogba. Robin anticipating the header on, and it came second time, and the flag has stayed down. Must have been close. Robin trying to score rather like Duff did at Charlton recently. Duff was the player actually in the middle Robin had a look at and then rather ignored.
I think it was been pretty well marked at the time, Damien Duff. Robin just tries to toe poke it in for a really tight angle.
It's another Chelsea corner. Another chance to chalk up a 4-goal haul. It's been their score really the last couple of months or so. But we're almost halfway through the second half and Norwich haven't conceded since the restart, which is a compliment to them. Helveg. Norwich's throw. Mackenzie actually had a taste of this league a few years ago in Crystal Palace's last season before this one in the top flight. Just a young player, had 2 or 3 outings. He's worked his way back. Helveg. And Chelsea can seize onto this one. So Thiago gets it back from Lampard. Lampard again. So that's the difference, the change of pace, the turning on the power.
Yeah, Helveg once again. It's a horrible afternoon here at the bridge. Lampard nearly punished him again.
Here's Wainbridge at the bridge. Makaleli again, not looking for personal glory. Thiago. Robin. Take it around Charlton, who was helped out by Huckabee. Thiago. There we go into the last quarter of the game, and Norwich still keeping their sense of industry, their sense of professionalism. It could be a a real examination of that in the 20 minutes or so that remain. Chelsea still looking frisky. Lampard. Pereira, who's never quite come forward as much in his time in England, short time of course, as he did when he caught the eye with Porto. Bridge certainly isn't bashful in that respect. Duff. Thiago. It's a bit untidy more than anything else, but Bentley is penalised. Clear is the verdict. Paul McVeigh coming on for Nigel Worthington's Norwich City. One midfield player for another. And McVeigh, Mike McKenzie, who came on right at the start of the game when Svensson was hurt, has worked his way back up to Premiership level, having been there initially with Tottenham. He scored a top-level goal for Spurs back in 1997.
You're just watching Makelele and Frank Lampard there. They seem to have formed a terrific understanding. Obviously, Makelele, the holding midfield player. Frank Lampard, courage to push forward at every opportunity, and a player I believe over the last couple of seasons has well developed into one of the better midfield players in Europe now.
It's been a key year for Frank Lampard, 2004. He certainly broke into what seemed to be a golden quartet for England in Sven-Göran Eriksson's midfield. Lampard's club form and then the international form he showed when he did get the odd chance has made him in England regular since then. Had a great Euro 2004. And 2005 looks as though it's going to be a fantastic year for everyone connected with Chelsea. It's all very well having the money, and they certainly got that, but you've got to use it wisely. Lampard. Now Thiago. Robin. Thinking about the shot. Never really on. Drogba. Fleming happy to hoof it away. You mentioned the football earlier, Gordon. I think the Goalkeepers Union are finally now trying to have a say on the matter. They certainly have been trying to come up with some scientific justification of the difficulties that they're going through.
Well, they seem to find something to make life difficult for goalkeepers every season. Pass back rule and ball, the movement of the ball.
Huckabee. He's trying to make the ball move sharply towards the Chelsea goal. They only picks out the vigilant Makelele. Drogba.
You know, but it's interesting to see who makes the block on the edge of the 18-yard box there when Huckabee's trying to get the shot in. It's Frank Lampard.
Robin. He's got so much strength to go with his skill, and trickery delivered at a top tempo equals world-class talent, equals Ian Robin. Free kick to Chelsea. He'll take it. Gallas and Terry on the hunt. Mike Dean getting the two-man wall back, but Green still wants it to go a little bit to his left. Robin. Flew off Thiago. Pumped into Gallas, who's now trying to sprint back, and he can sprint. And he's got back. Huckabee couldn't thread it through for McVeigh. Duff.
Makelele once again when Norwich try to hit Chelsea in the counter-attack there. Gallus getting caught high up the pitch. Makelele smells danger, just slots in for Gallus. Does it really well.
Bridge. Makelele has got, of course, so much European experience. It will be a big test against the buoyant Barcelona. This club, Chelsea, who are doing so well domestically, can really take it on in the knockout stages of the Champions League. Johnson. Edworthy's made a good supporting run. Still trying to think positively from right back. Bentley. Helveg couldn't keep it for Norwich. It was more Bentley's mistake than his that time. Bentley again. Edworthy again. Helveg. Here's Huckabee. To want to let the ball run. It was Johnson's pass that seemed to open Chelsea up. Lampard. Drogba. Robin coming in to... Drogba knew what sort of area, but it wasn't quite the area where he put the ball. Thiago. Still 15 minutes to go, and still as it was at half-time. Chelsea 3, Norwich City 0. Scott Parker hasn't seen as much action for Chelsea as he would have hoped for when he made his move at the start of the year from Charlton. Comes on for Thiago, and a chance to play a little further forward of Makelele. Times he's been used in other competitions as the stand-in for Makelele. But he has got a bit more to his game than just a holding role. Here he is. Pereira. Helveg. Making sure that Norwich keep the ball this time. Still wonder, Gordon, what would have happened if Helveg hadn't given away that early goal, and Norwich could have survived longer into the first half. We'll never know.
I mean, they kept the ball nicely in the first half in Norwich, but they still weren't much of a goal threat. The only time that Chelsea ended up in trouble was their own doing, with once from a Terry pass back and once from a bit of slackness from Gallas.
It's been quite easy on the eye the way Norwich have played, but it's also been quite easy for Chelsea in the sense that they haven't felt threatened at the back. It's Robin's turn to be withdrawn, so the set of substitutions completed by Mateo Kezman coming on. Kezman and Robin, of course, were such a great combination together at PSV Eindhoven. But now they exchange roles. Although Kezman may well play up as a second striker with Drogba. And here's Duff, and here's Parker. Lampard. Good challenge by McVeigh.
I think we've just seen in this second half one of the reasons that so many people predict Chelsea are going to win the Premiership this year. 3 substitutions. On comes Drogba, Parker, Kezman. Tremendous strength and depth.
There's the talk of the Van Nistelrooy injury, and Thierry Henry kept in cotton wool by Arsene Wenger from time to time. Is there anyone at Chelsea, Gordon, you think is in that category as irreplaceable?
No, I don't. I don't think they have got a Henry who would seriously affect their chances of winning the Premiership if he was out for any length of time. And I think the same goes for Ruud van Nistelrooy. I look at this Chelsea side, and they've got so much strength and depth. I really don't believe they've got one player that's key to them winning the Championship.
Makelele. Just over 10 minutes to go. In a case of Chelsea being totally happy with what they accrued in the first half. They've tried to pick their way through. What we've seen in the second half is what we saw plentifully in the first half of Norwich. Orderly football, decent defending. And they've avoided the sort of mistakes that cost them so much with the first and second goals. Check, grateful for a bit of activity. Johnson. Inviting Mackenzie to chase. That's pulling up lane. Whether he was caught by Mackenzie then, he's recovered straight away. Looking long for Kesman, who turned his back. That's another giveaway by Doherty this time. And here's a Drogba. Kesman can't reach it. Well, that's the sort of error that was punished fully in the first half, and Chelsea don't have to punish the mistakes in the second half.
Just a yard out here with the pass as well. It's good build-up play by Chelsea. Looks up. Kesman's made a good run into the box. Just a little bit in front of Kesman.
And Green's kick has only gone to Lampard. Drogba. He lent into it. Lampard's on it in a flash. Lampard! And Green first, second, might be needed a third time. And it's taken away from him in the end by Simon Charlton. But still Norwich can't deal with it. It's Duff. And Drogba wanting to cross it. Header only down to Claude Makelele, who says let's have a penalty, but he's not going to get one.
He's not supposed to be in these positions, Makelele, but he ends up in it here, and it's a little chance as well. But good goalkeeping earlier there. I mean, Lampard, who is just, well, he's just different class, particularly getting into the box and getting shots at goal. Good goalkeeping with the Norwich keeper there, double save.
Drogba waits for Damien Duff's corner. Oh, my goodness. That's an authentic Drogba moment, and they have got their fourth goal. And Gordon McQueen, you said to me earlier today, I want to see Drogba play in the flesh. I've never seen him in action before. That is what he's about.
Well, it's difficult to tell on the television just how big, powerful, strong, physical lad he is. And I mentioned when he came on, if he can get balls in for the wide areas, he's such an aerial threat. And that's, well, I just proved the point there. I mean, it's a terrific leap, because he's got to go back the way for this. Towers above everybody in a thundering header. Great goal.
Well, he's headed the ball harder than most players can kick it. It flew in, even on the slow motion replay. And they've shown a bit of patience, Chelsea, in their play in the second half. The fans have been patient with the team as well, maybe expecting a real avalanche of goals after the 3 in the first period, but that was worth the wait. Huckabee. So it's 4-0 against Norwich City, as it was when they came here for an FA Cup replay. Getting on for 3 years ago when Gianfranco Zola was amongst the scorers with a goal that's been shown over and over again. Put it in almost the same part of the net as Drogba did with his header.
Well, it seems to be 4-0 against everybody. this moment with Chelsea. Some great goals today.
Drogba. A foul against Kezman. But with mutual friend Andy Gray, we often discuss about heading the ball as possibly being a lost art. I think Didier Drogba is showing that he could be an exception to that rule, should it be the case. He just loitered, didn't he, Drogba? I pointed out he was almost flat-footed, waiting for the corner to come in. But goodness me, did he dispatch it.
It looked like a great leap from a standing jump as well. I mean, I agree with Andy Gray. It is a bit of a dying art. Strong headers of the ball. And if you look around the Premiership just now, there's not a lot that spring to mind, but certainly this fella Drogba's one.
Here's Kezman. Been too many saves for Green to make, given the wide disparity on the scoreline. Chelsea have made the most of what's come their way. Charl. Helveg. Not again. That was nearly into Drogba's path.
If that fell into Drogba's path, I don't think Helveg would have lasted much longer in this game.
Ahead of our youngster, of course, you mentioned Gary Holt being out, and we understand he might be out for still some time. Damien Francis trying to recover from a cracked cheekbone, which is as much a matter of confidence as anything else. There's some talk about playing him in a protected mask, but they haven't risked that yet. He's been a real success at this level of the game. In Norwich's short time since promotion. All in an afternoon's work, really, for Jose Mourinho and his men. Kezman. Well, there's still time for Drogba to pounce again. And when Drogba doesn't play, concentration for the opposition is to deal with John Terry, but now you've got to have two really good headers of the ball. Doherty is taking Terry. Drogba has gone in right by the goalkeeper with Craig Fleming. That's Gallas trying to flick it on.
Well, they certainly pose an aerial threat from set pieces, Chelsea. Obviously the delivery of Duff and Robben is important. You've got Drogba, Gallas, John Terry,
Makalele and Parker. Well, Norwich haven't disappointed in the sense of their honesty, their application, their organisation, qualities that have lifted them prior to this game out of the relegation zone. But they have learnt again how painful it can be when you do make errors against a club of the class of Chelsea. Here's Huckabee. Gallas giving them nothing. Lampard. And they haven't soft-pedalled too much in the second half, Chelsea, to be truthful. They've tried to work the ball forward whenever possible. Lampard has a pace about his play that doesn't lapse easily into a walking style. Probably three added minutes. When we get there, we're still 90 seconds or so away from stoppage time. And here's Paul McVeigh. Easily spotted by Terry, who's off on a jaunt of his own. Sends it forward. Green reckons he'll outmaneuver Drogba here.
Not far off. Been a terrific ball there for John Terry. And some great form signings at Chelsea, but two most impressive players for me, both English, Lampard and Terry.
When Robert Green conceded 4 goals here in the Cup in the early days of 2002, he was dropped for the next, I think, 3 games. Not going to be conceding 5. Helveg and then Fleming. It's the only time in his career that he has been dropped by Norwich. Terry. Three added minutes confirmed. Helveg. Now Bentley hasn't been able to help the Arsenal cause, although he got on the ball a lot of times in the first half. The sponsors locally for Chelsea here have given their Man of the Match award to Frank Lampard. Scored a super goal and has been involved in so much for Chelsea. As always, Drogba. Sharpening his touch, Kesman. And here is Lampard. Well, he couldn't take it with him. And having just heard the announcement honouring his Man of the Match performance, certainly entitled to not get it right on one occasion.
Yeah, it looked as if he's through in goals here, but I think the ball just checked a little bit when the ball's played through. And he's got in behind. Forgets the ball.
Duff, who started it all off, remember. Kesman. And Damien Duff's Republic of Ireland colleague Gary Doherty saying, come on, let's get it out of here, let's get ourselves out of here. And back up the M11.
Well, I don't think it's been an exceptional performance from Chelsea, but certainly the goals have been exceptional. With one clinical goal, Duff's first, one fantastic strike to Lampard for the second, beautiful build-up for Robin's strike for the third, and a terrific header for the fourth. So we certainly can't complain about the quality of the goals.
Fleming clears. Audacious touch from Parker. And again, Makalele. 4 goals and a Makalele shot. I mean, Chelsea can't really be greedy for too much more. Makalele again. Ferreira. They have shown again, without ever being asked to play at full throttle, Chelsea, what the others have got to catch, what the others have got to match. Terry. Chelsea, top of the tree at Christmas. That was not in doubt, but they have made sure that their lead is substantial with